Hello everyone, welcome back to my little YouTube channel. Tonight I'm doing something a bit different in my echoey kitchen. You'll have to excuse any echoey noises. I've just bought a new laser, bought the Laserworld CS1000 RGB Mark II. I'm just going to give you a little demonstration. It's not going to be like a professional in-depth demonstration. I'm just going to be fiddling around with it and showing you what you can do. And more importantly than the laser, I've bought this inexpensive controller. It's one of these things you see all over the internet. They're about £30 on eBay and about £40 to £50 on Amazon, but they're all the same thing, just slightly different. So it's a 512 DMX channel controller. This one's called Computer Lamp Table Controller. They've all got different names, but they're all basically the same thing. And this is the laser in question. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a couple of different angles of camera. Fingers crossed I can edit it into one sort of half legible video, so it'll be some sort of entertainment. But the purpose of this was, I've been wanting this laser for ages and I've never seen any videos showing you how to connect it to an inexpensive controller. So I thought I'll just buy the controller, which I actually bought for my other laser, but it turns out the laser, the DMX, isn't working on it, so I'm using this one instead. So I didn't find any videos online to tick the boxes to say what you can do with these controllers. Me being a real novice, I wasn't sure exactly what you could do either, so I just fiddled around with it and cobbled together this kind of little review video. I bought the laser about a week ago. It was from, well, the website, it's Phase One. You know, Phase One have a YouTube channel as well. The website's www.djanddiscostuff.com. It was fab service from Mike. You'll know Mike if you watch the videos. He's a very entertaining young chappy. So I'm going to show you a little quick scooter around the laser, and then I'll turn it on for some action. Here's the laser. It's got all the usual things. It's got the little blanking plate on the front, very handy for safety. It's got a good sturdy bracket. It's very good quality. I don't know if I said the name of it before, but it's a Laserworld, which is one of the names I'd heard of, so I thought I trusted this one. So it's got ILDA or ILDA, depends how you pronounce it, connections on the back. Pattern size, you can make it bigger or smaller. It's got DMX in or out, obviously a power cable, sensitivity for the microphone, a key switch, those little lots of switches. It's also got this little thing as well, which if you don't have that plugged in, it will not switch on. I'll put the names on the screen of what they're called because I've forgotten what they're called. Alright, well, I've got the laser turned on, so I'm going to show you a few little toys that I could do. I've got a camera here, which is this one. I've got a camera over here, which is this one. I've got a camera here, which is that one. The one that's over here, which is one of my GoPros, I've got it positioned in a way that it's not going to get in the way of the laser beams because it will damage them. I know that from first hand. So the first slider, it's got three options. You can have sound to light, you can have manual, and you can have automatic. So this first knob here, I put stickers on here because I have to remember what things do. So this one here, if you slide it up a little bit, you get sound to light. I'm not going to put music on because there's no point. So sound to light is basically this, but it just stops and starts towards the light. This actual one that's on now is automatic. I'm just going to move that camera a teeny little bit. This one that's on there, this is automatic. So if you just wanted to do that and nothing else, this is the automatic mode, which is rather fun as well. This is the one that probably most people will use. And if you didn't have the controller, that's exactly what I would use. I'm just checking all my cameras. I've got a little bit of smoke in the air, just a little bit though, just for a bit of atmosphere. So this is when it starts to get fun. So that's automatic. So you can do this automatic mode without having the controller and also the sound to light. So slide the controller up a little bit more. There are numbers on here, I don't know if you can see them. There's numbers on here which relate to various properties and things, which I'm not going to get into technicalities because I don't understand them myself. So if you scroll up a little bit more, this is where the fun begins. This is where you can do your own thing with it. So there's a light there. There's 16 channels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16 channels on the controller, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 channels on the laser. So it needs to use like one set of these sliders and then 3 with page number 2. So on page number 1, this probably makes no sense. I will be rambling on, so I do apologise. So anyway, back to the laser. So this is where you can slide this little slide and get all these different effects. So if you want to have just one of these effects, you can do that just on its own and nothing else. So now, say if we're going to the circle, if you go on the next one, you can change the colour. So there's multicoloured. There is I'm actually line. So now if you go into this one, you can spin the circle around, or the shape around. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the shape. So I'll make that flat bar. Now if you move this one here, because it's on the first setting up here, this, as I say, makes no sense, but hopefully you're following along and just enjoying it. And if you move this, you can rotate it. So you just turn it around, so you can rotate it left or right. If you push it a little bit further, it goes onto automatic rotation. You can make it go faster as well. It goes a bit crazy. So that's the rotation. And then if you want to change the colour, you just press that button there. And then this one here, again, the same controller, this changes the colour. So there's green, red. I like that colour, it's almost like white. It isn't a white laser, but I do like that because it looks a bit white. Red, green, multicoloured, etc, etc. And then also you can make it flash. So this is flashes a little bit, and then you see it gets a little bit dotty. Apologies if anyone has any sort of epileptics. So it goes on full strobe mode, and this is where it starts getting exciting when you do shows with this, the dot tunnels and the dot lines and things like that. So take that off so you don't get any epileptic fits. So if you combine that with colour, you get multicoloured, single colour, back down to there. I'll take that off now. So now we've got the line. Also what you can do with it, if you go back to page selector to go on the first page, you can change the y-axis rotation. So it's basically this. This does confuse me a little bit as to exactly what it means. So that's the y rotation, this is the x rotation. Now there's horizontal movements, this would move that way. If you turn all of them fast, full blaster goes a bit crazy. And then this one is the vertical movement. Again, if you push it all the way up, it goes a bit crazy. Actually, it hasn't done. There we go. So I don't know what happens if you push that one and that one. It goes even more crazy. And then if you press this one, this makes it larger or smaller. So you can either make it larger or smaller, steady, or you can make it larger or smaller to like expand like that at various speeds. So that's the basic controllers really. So I'm going to show you all of the shapes that it has. Well, not all the shapes because there's hundreds of them. So if I go on to this one here, so there's the first one, which is a circle. And I can scroll through all of these different shapes. So if you want a star and you want it to spin, you would need to leave the picture on and rotate this one. That would rotate it and leave it steady. If you push it a little bit more, it does this. Hopefully the camera over here is catching it a little bit. I know it's probably not the best of quality. I do have to have a few lights on so I can actually see what I'm doing with the camera. So watch if you push it really fast. It goes crazy. So that's the basic controller. Very easy to use. What you can do with these, I'll just move the camera along a little bit. With these buttons here, you can actually store things into these scenes. What you do, you select a scene you want, save it as a scene 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. Then you move it into chases. So say if you want a star, a circle, a flat beam, you would save a star, a circle, a flat beam, then set it into one of these chases, and then you could have it any speed you want and various patterns like that with those. So it's a bit like sound to light, but you've pre-programmed them. So instead of just getting the bog standard this pattern, which is basically the sound to light, or the automatic one, which is to say this is what most people would use. And if you hadn't bought one of these, that's probably all you would use. But this whole machine thing here was £40. I'll zoom out of it. So this thing was only £40. Look how much fun you can have with it. So I've shown you the basics of it. These are for different lights, so you can have 12 different lights. I've only got one light, and to be honest, it's only going to ever be used for one light anyway, so this is going to be just for this laser. That's why I put these little stickers on. I'll zoom in, I don't know if you can see them. Apologies for the quality. So these are the stickers I've put on here instead of the numbers, so I remember what any of them mean. There's most of the buttons on here I won't be really using. So I won't be using these unless I decide to do some programming, which I will do. Maybe I'll do another video. So say I've only just got this laser not long ago, so it's all fairly new and I'm not that certain what it does yet, apart from the bits and pieces I've shown you. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, use a different camera, and I'm going to show you what some of these effects look like in the flesh. Hope you've enjoyed this little mini tutorial. Well, I hope you like that little mini snippet video of my new lighting controller. If anybody's interested in these videos, oh look at this creepy light. If anyone's interested in these videos, I might do a few more, bit more in-depth ones, but this was just to get you a little taste as to what you get when you buy one of these £40 controller. I've never seen any videos online reviewing one of these cheap controllers with this actual laser, so I thought I'll just do a quick one, see if anybody's interested. I know I've probably waffled on etc and stuff like that, and the camera angles will be all over the place, but you can't actually record a laser directly into the camera, otherwise it damages the camera, and as I said before, that's happened first hand to me, so it is something you've got to be mindful for with if you're playing with these kind of fairly high-ish power lasers. I think it's about altogether it's a watt if you add all the colours together. So it's not like a massive laser, but it's, you know, it's big enough to do some damage. So hope everyone's enjoyed this little video. If you've enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe and all those kind of fun things, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.